You've reached your destination.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. You are listening to There and Back with Shavana and Cassidy.
Hey
I feel like I like
everybody.
today we're gonna be talking about Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, everybody's favorite or least favorite author. I feel like there's no in between with her. So hopefully you like her and you tune in and want to listen throughout the episode. But we both have read them within the past like 1 to 2 months. Shavana just finished, but I read it I think like 2 months ago. And we decided it'd be fun to just make a whole episode all about books. And we're just gonna be honest here, the last book that I picked for the book of the month, we're not even gonna like shout it out because I love the author, but that book was just a flop. So we were gonna do it on that book, but it was a flop, and we're just gonna pick a new one. So welcome to today's episode.
I love that you said there's no in between, but I feel like I have an in between opinion about Colleen Hoover.
Really?
Yeah, I like her books, but they're definitely not my favorites.
No, I'm saying like her as a person. Like a lot of people either
Oh,
love her or hate her.
I don't have opinion about her. I
Yeah,
like her
no.
books. I have an opinion
Yeah.
about her books.
I personally think her books are like perfect because I think she's just a very easy author to read. Like, there's no big words, there's nothing crazy. You know, the storyline's just gonna be like a little romance, happy ever after, yippee doo dah. And I chug
Yeah.
them through in like a day. So,
Yeah, no, they are easy reads.
so
For
that's how
sure.
I see it.
Yeah.
So, what did you rate? Oh, wait, why are we going straight to it? We have some segments to do. Sorry, everybody. I'm ahead of myself. What is your pit and peak?
My peak is I was able to come to Orlando over the weekend. It was really fun. And well, it wasn't really Orlando. We went to the beach all weekend.
Yeah, we
And
were at New Smyrna
yeah,
Beach, if you know where that is.
yeah, it was a good time. And my pit is I got on my flight last night, but it got delayed. So I was there for some time at the airport. Which really, I
Yeah.
mean, I spent a lot of time at the airport, so I'm not really that mad about it. But yeah.
No, I felt really bad because when we went to drop you off, we had to like drop off a couple of people and we were like, we can wait, like we can like bring you back to like one of our houses and like bring you later. And she's like, nope, it's fine. There's zero seats on like the 2 p.m. Like honestly should get on. And then she like didn't get on.
It
And
got
then
delayed for weather, and then they were like, "Nope, it's full." And I was like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
yeah, I just felt bad. We like went and got pedicures and like did a
No,
whole
it's okay.
shebang and you were still like
It was more the next
stuck at the
flight
airport.
got pushed because it was supposed to go at 4:20, but the inbound was late, so we didn't go till like 8 till 6:30-ish. So it
Mm,
was like 2.5 hours waiting. But
yeah.
if it wasn't late, I would have been boarding like 20 minutes after the other one left.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you first were like, "Oh, I gotta make it on Connor," it's like, "Oh, it's only it's like 45-minute wait," and then you're like, "Oh,
Hmm.
it's delayed," and we are like, "Oh,
That's okay. No,
okay."
when I got off the
So,
plane,
oh,
sorry,
you're good. No, you're
when I
good.
got
I
off
thought you
the
were good.
plane, I guess there's a lot of delays yesterday, cancellation, something. But the line for the service desk, wow, it was long. At first, I was like, why are all these people lined up to board so like in such a long line? And then I realized, yikes.
That stinks. So my peak is obviously the same. I love celebrating Connor. Obviously, I love celebrating my friends. I love like gift giving. We talk about this all the time. So it was really fun. We also went to dinner last night and poor con dog. We go to pull up to the restaurant. We're supposed to go to dinner. We like hyped up all week. Like he knew that's exactly where we wanted to go. They used to be closed on Mondays. We pull up and we're like, is anybody even there? They're closed on Sundays now.
Where'd
So
you
that
go?
really stinks. We ended up going to Monte Vesuvio or something. I don't know. It was like near their house, but we were supposed to go to Stefano's, which Stefano's is so good. But it was fine.
Dang.
I ended up getting like this fettuccine chicken veggie thing, and it was still really good. I have leftovers actually, so that's exciting. And then my pit, well, it was gonna be at that restaurant, was closed. So it was like kind of combined. But it was really sad because we all just like stood there in disbelief for a minute in the car, just like literally just like that. We were like, so where do you want to go instead? And he was like, I was like, good, perfect. But honestly, dinner was still really good. And we all shared like a white pizza and then we got like calamari. Connor got a dish, I got a dish. So it was still really good. Can't
Nice.
complain. And I had to dress up. Sometimes it's nice to like dress up and feel cute. So yeah, so fun. And then
Nice.
what's your medium in it?
My media minute is Christy Howard's unending unboxings.
That's funny. I love
Have
her.
you seen those?
What is it? I don't think so.
She had like 66 PR packages, so she's broken it up into like a bunch of
Is it on
videos.
TikTok?
It's on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't go on TikTok so much. I think I did re-download it. I remember a couple weeks ago, I feel like I told everybody I didn't or deleted it. I did re-download it, but I really don't spend that much time on it. Like I kind of forget I re-downloaded it some days, and then I'll like get a notification from like you or one of my friends, and I'm like, oh, like I have TikTok again. Like I kind of forget. But it's good because that was the whole point. Like I felt like it was taking up a lot of time. So I'm glad that it's like not anymore.
Yeah.
But I love seeing her on Instagram, and her cat has like ringworm or something. And she's like posting about it. And everybody's like, I think your cat just has ringworm. And
Oh
she's
gosh.
like, oh, so, or tapeworm, sorry. So now she's just calling her cat Wormy, which is kind of funny.
Oh my gosh.
So my media minute, I'm pulling up my Goodreads so I don't botch any of this. It is called Call It What You Want by Alyssa DeRogatis. That I might be saying her last name wrong. But I read it yesterday. Well, I read it over the weekend at the beach. It was a cute short story. It was only like 220 pages, around there, I think. And I really liked it. It was kind of made me sad at some points because it reminded me of like my toxic high school relationship, like where you're just like begging for the guy to like love you back and like he just doesn't. So it's kind of like sad to reminisce on it, like in a way, but it was also like seeing where I am now and being like, wow, like I'm in a good place compared, because like I feel like my life was similar to that book like 6-7 years ago. So I really liked it though. I will say the first 50 pages were kind of like, okay, like because you're meeting everybody, you know, all beginning of books kind of are like you're meeting everybody. Sometimes it pulls you in, but then you have to like have that awkward like, and I live in Wisconsin, and it's like I don't care, get to the point. But once I got to around page 75, I was just chugging, like chugged and chugged. And yesterday when I got pedicures, and I'm pretty sure that's when I think I was on page 64 when we got there, and I finished the book all within one pedicure. Which, to be fair, was a longer pedicure. It was like an hour and like 15 minutes pedicure. But yeah, that's my media minute. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Anybody and everybody should read it. So yeah, that's my media minute. Thanks for coming to the show. Shout out to Lexi for suggesting the book. It is the author's like debut novel, so you should read it because then it'll support her. And obviously, debut novels, it's really hard for like I saw a couple TikTok on it like a long time ago. I like debut authors talk about how hard it is when like they start up a book and like all of that. So that's why pre-orders are so important. So yeah, but I ended up giving it a 5. 5 out of 5.
Nice.
And like I said,
Alright.
it was just like sad. Like you were just wanting to like shake the kid, like stop it. But it was still really good.
Gotcha.
All right, are you ready to hop right into Heartbones?
I am.
Gosh, I don't have. Mine's on my Kindle. Sorry, everybody.
Honestly,
No, I do have a physical copy. Maybe now that I just looked at yours, I'm like, wait, do I have that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I do have it in a physical copy. It's over there.
Nice. I keep finding them at Costco for like $8 to $10. So I pick them up.
I think I got mine. Target on Tuesdays does book deals, and I think I got mine like buy one get one, like half off or something. So if you didn't know, now you know. Target does that.
But yeah, I found November 9th and Ugly Love at Costco too. So
Oh, I read those on my Kindle for sure.
but yeah. So yeah, I finished it last night. Honestly, a really good book. I started the book as like my outdoor read for like the pool, and I was about halfway through, and I took like 2 weeks off of reading it because I didn't go to the pool. So I brought the book with me to Orlando, and I finished it over the weekend.
Side note, before I forget, sorry, I was chasing my coffee. Peppermint mocha creamer is at Publix, just so everybody knows.
Oh, peppermint. Huh.
I was
Oh my goodness.
I was excited.
Wow. I want to go to Whole Foods and try that latte I keep seeing everywhere.
The cookie butter something something.
I've seen that one and a couple other ones, but they're cheap. Well, I don't know what the definition of cheap is, but they're less than Starbucks.
So I've also seen those, but my thing is my Whole Foods like coffee bar is never open. Like we have one, but it's never open.
Weird.
Same with the
I don't
like
go to
little
Whole Foods.
The Whole Foods pizza bar is also never open. And everybody says they have good pizza.
Weird. I haven't been there in a while, so I honestly don't know. I never pay attention to the coffee bar because I never cared. So, but it's walking distance from me, so I might go try.
That'd be fun. Go on a little hot girl walk, get some coffee. Yeah, I saw there were only like I saw one that said there was $3.75. I saw one that said it was like 4. I don't know if it matters like what size you get for price. Obviously, it probably does.
Probably.
But I'm saying like I don't know what size they got per the $4 $3.75.
But under $5 is less than Starbucks, so if it's good, I'm not mad.
You'll have to let me know.
I will. Anyway,
Okay,
back to the
so
book.
so what did you rate this book?
I rated it 4 out of 5. I did really
I-
enjoy it.
I rated it a 5 out of 5.
Ooh. I
And just
think
for
because I took like the break in between, I think it,
I
I
like
don't know,
dulled the sparkle.
maybe.
Just so everybody knows, on Goodreads it has a 4.28, so it's within our range of the 4 and the 5.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
No,
just love Colleen Hoover's books. I find them very easy to read. They're like thoughtless because like there isn't a lot of like world building how there would be for fantasy, and like it is like things that are common in like America. Like it is realistic to an extent. She just always like throw one thing in every book that's like, okay, that's not that common, but like it's so normal.
mhm.
That's why I think it's so easy to read, is because like this could happen to your friend. I'm like looking at
Very
like I pulled up
relatable.
my Goodreads.
So we are going to deep dive the book. So if you haven't read it, you might want to click out.
Yes, and if not, then you can spoil in whatever you want. But we have a
Yeah.
deep
But
dive.
if you don't want spoilers, that's what we're doing here. So yeah.
So, what did you think of Bea? Is that
Read
how
the
you
book
said
and
her
come
name?
back. I called her Bea.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
I called her
That's how I
Bea.
called her. That's what I said
Okay.
too.
I liked the character development that she had in the book
I agree.
because she starts off as like this lonely, closed off, very damaged child, but
Yeah.
it definitely caught my attention at the whole beginning with like her mom dying and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, I will say in the book when she like first goes to the dad, she doesn't like automatically say like mom's dead, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, just say it. Like, why are you being a silly goosey? And it also, I would say, it annoyed me in the beginning also because like she was so mad that like I've never been through like I'm thankfully not a child divorce, but like she was so mad that the dad had the new wife and the new daughter, but they were literally so welcoming. Like it's not like they were like, oh, and you're just like the ugly stepsister, like Cinderella, go away. Like, no. They literally were like, the one girl was like, oh, it's so fun to like have a sister my age. And she was just like such a biatch. She was like,
Well, it's because she felt like they were family and she wasn't. Like, I get it.
but they were
I
so
don't know.
accepting. Like they literally like there was never one thing that they were like, oh, we're gonna go to the movies, pay for yourself if you want to come. Like they were automatically including her in
Oh,
everything. So I
no,
will
I
say I thought
know.
she was pushing them away more than they were pushing her away. So I thought that was a little bit annoying. But like you said, the character development, like by the end, where it's like, yay, we're all family, yippee, cute.
Yeah. Well, I could see her perspective though.
That's what I'm saying. I can't, which is why like totally looking from like a closed door personally.
Yeah.
But
I can relate on that a little bit actually. So I get it.
think of Samson.
He was interesting. I definitely didn't see the whole turn at the end with him coming. I knew he had a lot of secrets, but I didn't really get it. When they were on the beach and they found the bones, I had a moment where I was like, he's reacting like that his dad. And I was like, there's no a way because his dad's whatever. And I like was like, oh, maybe like it was like an affair thing or something. Like the other dad, I don't know. A couple of things went through my head and I let it go. And then it was. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, so for everybody who hasn't, or I guess that if you're listening and you are letting us spoil it for you, they go to the beach and they find washed up bones, and there's like a message in a bottle, right? Wasn't it like
Huh.
what was
No,
it?
they're in a heart. The bones were in a heart.
Oh yeah,
Heart
that's what it was.
bones.
Yeah, heart bones, duh. But and then we find out like basically it was the main character's dad. That was like the heart bone. Like, and so he like goes through this little like grungy moment where he's like, you have to leave, because he's like burying his dad's bones, which was really sad. I thought that was really sad. I definitely like
That
am
was
like
sad.
teared up, but I didn't cry. Colin Hoover's books do make me cry a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I liked that Bea was helping Sarah with her eating
Her
disorder
journey,
or
yeah.
whatever, or eating journey. I thought
I
that
mean,
was
you can say
cute.
disorder too, yeah. It was just
I don't
but
know. I guess it was disordered eating, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute. And I like that they connected kind of, even though she was very standoffish about it. But they did connect, which I thought was good.
Yeah. It was all of her books always just have like you said, like that one like crazy thing that it's like not as relatable, but it does happen and it's sad.
Yeah.
And when like I automatically knew when he was like, you need to leave whatever, like I obviously knew he was like burying the bones. Like I automatically was like, oh my gosh, like don't do
Well, he
that.
said he was gonna throw him in the ocean.
That too. But like still, like
Yeah, that was very sad.
it reminded me of a different book that I read and I can't remember what it was. But it also was like the same thing of like the guy was like low key, like homeless, and she was like saving him the whole time and like, all of that without them fully noticing. So I will say it's such I loved him.
Yeah. And then they got to the part where he gets arrested in the middle of the night, which who comes home in the middle of the night? Like, I mean, I guess, but like, why'd they get there at 2 a.m?
Yeah, I mean it obviously was just called around that time, I assume.
What?
Like
Yeah, but
the
they
cops
went to bed at like midnight, is what it said. So these people just showed up at like 1 a.m.
I guess. I don't know. They
I
didn't fully
guess.
give us that intel.
No, they didn't.
I'm assuming, yeah, that maybe. I mean, to be fair, if you like, maybe they were driving from like their beach house to
Yeah.
like their fall house, and like they happened to get there really late. They had stopped, had one too many stops.
Yeah.
That did make me really sad. Poor kiddo.
I was like the one night they actually spent the night together and that's how it ends. Okay.
Although she automatically though was like, he's not a liar. Like, if there has to be something else. Like, there has to be something else. Like, she automatically was like defending him without knowing literally any of the story.
No, for sure. I thought it was cute that he was gonna tell her everything at once. It was pissing me off though. I was like, I wanna know.
My thing is like, I agree, but it was also like, if he had just told her earlier, like this problem would have been resolved. Which that's just
Well,
plot
she wouldn't have
convenience.
cared, but I think he thought she'd care.
Well, I think that her family, like her dad, like would have maybe helped more if they had like priorly known. I don't like she could have gotten him maybe more help prior,
Yeah.
even
I
being
feel like that
arrested
family would
alone.
have taken him in if they had
Yeah,
known
so
off
like I
the
said,
bat.
I think it was just plot convenience, which happens with a lot of books, so it's not a big deal. But I hate those books where it's like, can you just say it already? Like, but they do end up happily ever after, yippee doo-dah. So whatever.
Well, he goes to jail for like 4 years and she
Yeah.
goes to school.
And she waits it out
And
for him.
yeah, but she still like has life, which I was very happy. Like, because that would suck to go to school and be like not really at school. I feel like people do that though, like in relationships, if they're in like long distance, they're not really enjoying like
Hmm.
their time at school,
Yeah.
which that sucks. You're doing
Yeah, I
that.
agree.
At least enjoy your time there. Like, don't be stuck on them all the time.
I agree. Yeah, so I looked and I did read it in a day. I'm just saying, like, that's how I feel with her books, is like they're very quick. Like, they're also not super long. How many pages is this book?
300 and something. 348.
368. Oh, it says you could be right. It says 368 on Goodreads, but you could
That's
totally be
right.
right. 20 of them could totally be like the random pages before and after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. My heart hurt when he like got arrested, like the arresting part. And also like this is gonna be stupid. Like when we're in school, we learn like rising action and like the climax and like the falling action. And I feel like it was just a lot of like the beginning, like that rising action part, and then like the climax came like literally like I feel like 80% in. Like it was late. So I was sitting there like
It was late.
probably from like 35% to like 60%. I was like, okay, something bad's gonna happen, something bad's gonna happen. Like, and then when the heart bones came, I was like, okay, maybe. But I was like, no, like this is Colleen Hoover. Like there has to be something bigger here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hits you.
No, when we got to that part, I was like, let me do a little visual. I was like, what else is gonna happen?
No, yeah,
Like,
there's much left
what?
for sure.
No, but the ending when she meets him at jail, picks him up, was really cute. And then when the older lady that he helped and her son was
Oh
like his
yeah.
lawyer gives that was really cute. That was
Oh,
really
that
cute. I was
was
like,
so cute.
okay, very cute.
I kind of saw that coming because like that's like that happily ever after like stance of just like, oh, and he gets the house. Like, oh, okay. Like I said, plot
Right.
convenience. Like in real life that would not happen like that. But it was really cute. And they get to live like happily ever after if you do that. But yeah, I couldn't put it down. Book. I mean, that happens with a lot of books for me, but this is one of them. Like I couldn't put it down. I'm like looking at my review. I'm like,
No, it was
my
really
goodness.
good. Like I said, I think because I had a hiatus with it, it kind of, I don't know, gave me that stopping point. So, but when I did read it, I was glued to it. Like the other book we
Yeah,
read this month, like our book of the month, I was not glued to it. It took me like 3 weeks to read
neither.
it without trying to, like, I had no and I didn't care to read it.
I guess we can give like the briefest, quickest summary of the book of the month. So it was Royally Not Ready by Megan Quinn. I love Megan Quinn. I don't want Megan Quinn slander. Read the Kane Brothers series, it's a lot better. It was like Princess Diaries, but imagine like the like butler secretary guy was like her age.
It was
And
very
then like
adult version of Princess Diaries.
yeah, and
And
like
a
it was
little
just
too much.
yeah, like I don't mind when there's like an occasional scene or two that's like quote unquote sex, smut, whatever. Like I felt like there was no plot. And
Yeah,
that's when I don't like it.
yeah. There was plot, but it was just
It wasn't though. Like
the
it wasn't.
characters weren't pulled together in a way that made you like,
Yeah. And there is
it was
a
just
there's a
like, and
second
now
book.
we're in a smut scene. And I was like, oh, how
Yeah.
did we get there?
Yeah. So there's a whole second book also. And I downloaded both because they were both on Kindle Unlimited. And then I was like, it's a no for me. Like I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I just like returned them both to KU. But I was sad because I do love Megan Quinn. I've read the Kate Mother series. I read like Right Man, Right Time. I've read a couple books by her, but this one was just not it. So that's just our super quick briefing on it. I think I gave it like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, me too.
And like I said, it's no hate to her. I normally love her stuff. She puts out books so fast. If you look on KU, I think she has like almost 30 books just on KU. She pops out books like
Yeah, she had a lot of
bi-monthly.
books. I like the idea of the book. Like it was, and Princess Diaries are like some of my favorite movies. I love those movies. But yeah, there was just no like pull with the characters. Like it was just like, and now we're in love. And I was like, oh,
No,
okay.
so like spoiler warning, I like read what the second one was going to be about, which normally I just like go into some books blind. I read it and it's like they're getting married. And I was like,
Yeah, I believe it.
I was like, what are you getting married on? Having sex? Like, it just didn't. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
there was no actual connection there. So I don't know. That was weird. That was a little bit weird.
yeah. No, I agree. Anything else on Heartbones?
No, I don't think so. Like
Well,
I'm like looking at some Goodreads reviews. I haven't read it and like I read it in I think April. So that's why I'm like looking through Goodreads reviews to like see if I'm forgetting anything. I'm like,
well, if you've read it, which I assume if you're listened,
still
you've
listening.
read it, let us know your opinion on what you rated it and how you thought. And if you read it and came back and listened, well, thanks for doing that. Thanks for debriefing with us.
Also, if anybody has any book recs for us, send them our way. If you liked this style of episode, let us know.
Yeah.
So that we can keep them coming. Ideally, we want to pick a book of the month and then kind of like end of the month debrief that book. Like I said, this month's book, I don't think we could have made a whole episode out. We literally just gave you guys like a 2-second briefing on it. I don't think we've been able to make the whole episode. But yeah, love you.
All right.
Thanks
Thanks, everybody. So if you want to follow us on, well, actually, if you're enjoying the pod, you can subscribe. I think it's subscribe, follow, subscribe, whatever.
It depends what platform you're on.
It depends what platform you're on. You can watch on YouTube, so you can see us with our book descriptions. And then if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's thereandback.pod. We also have TikTok. We are not really live on TikTok, but you can follow our individual Instagrams and TikToks if you want to. We do post on those. And thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you next week.